Hello everyone. So today we'll be going to see how to install PDM servers and client and see how the connection behaves between these components. So today we will first see the installation of the archive and database server of Solidworks PDM, and then we will see SQL, and then we'll go into the connection part of it. So let's start. So once you're inside the SolidWorks media, then you can do a right click on the setup .exe, and then you can run it as an admin. Stick to the last part of the video. I'll show you how you can do the same installation without having to start this installation, SolidWorks installation manager. Okay, so once you launch SolidWorks installation manager, you'll get this option. So we will select on install server components, and we need to select install Solidworks PDM server. And once you select this option, you need to click on next, and this will do the license check. So Solidworks runs in Solid Network License Manager server. So we will coming to that in our later part of the course. So for now, let's go ahead. So here you'll get an option to will select this, select next. And now here we'll get some features, some configuration that need to be done to have a proper installation. So first you need to select which version of Solidworks PDM you want to install, and then you need to select the location where you want the installation to happen, and then you can select on the features. For now we will select archive server, database server, and client as well. So I'll coming to this later in this video. So client also, and for now we will not going to select web to server, web API. We are coming to this things in the later part of the course. And here you need to select the SQL server. So here you need to mention the SQL server installation. So I have a separate video on installation of the SQL server for SolidWorks PDM. So you can follow that, and here you need to mention the name of the SQL server. You can click on browse to list out all the SQL servers that is broadcasting in your network. And if you don't able to find this, then you can go into your SQL Management Studio, and you can connect the database. Let's say 1, 2, 3. So from here you can do a right click, go to properties, and you can copy the name of the SQL server that you want to use for your installation. So let's do it this way, because this way it will always be correct. So this is my SQL server, and here you need to mention the password. So be careful when you mention any password, because those are the things that is going to be stored in the registry of Solidworks PDM. So it's better to give them proper. Here, let's say I don't want this, and back to summary. I accept all the terms, and then you can click on install now. So this will install Solidworks PDM server, Solidworks PDM archive server, the database server, and a client. So let's wait for the installation to complete, and once this complete, we will see what are the things that we need to verify to ensure whether the installation went properly or not. Okay, so the installation went properly, and here you'll get a notification. So for now, I'll go ahead and select no thank you and click on finish. So that's done. So once this is done, the first thing that you need to check whether the archive server and the database server services has been installed or not. To do that, you can click on the Windows button and search for services. And once you click on the services, app, you'll get this window. There's another way that you can go through, like you can click on task manager, and from task manager you can click on services and click on open services. This will open up the services window for you. So once the installation is done, you need to check whether the Solidworks archive server service has been installed and running properly. The Solidworks PDM database server service installed and running properly. So here you can see the Solidworks PDM archive server is running and it is automatic. So that's a good thing. Database server is installed properly. So everything is installed properly here. So now the next thing that you want to check is the archive server configuration, whether that application is there or not. So just search for archive, go to Windows button and search for archive server configuration. So you'll get this window. Wait, I'll bring this to the copy. So this is your archives and or the computer where you install the archive. So from here you'll get some information. So we'll coming to this and cover the archive server configuration part later in this course. So let's close this for now. Uh, and the next thing that you want to check is whether the client has been installed or not. So let's go to the Windows Start button and search for administration. So you need to click on the administration window to get the administration. So so once you click on the administration application, this window will open. So here we have all the options that need to be used or that need to be performed to administer or to configure SolidWorks PDM. So everything will be done from this utility regarding the configuration and setup of PDM. So let's go ahead and first add the PDM server. So that is the first thing that you need to do. Click on add PDM server, and here you'll get a window where you need to provide the name of the server and the server port. So the server name is the same where you have installed the PDM archive server, like in this computer where this particular service is running. So in my system, this service is running in localhost. So I can mention localhost here, but it's better to always mention either the IP address or the host name of that particular server. So I'll go ahead and select desktop IND6, and this is the server port. So this is the port that need to be open in the server so that the clients can communicate to the archive server. So you need to ensure whether this port is open or not. So to do that, first you can turn off the firewall. That will ensure that all the ports get open. And if you don't want to do that, then you can create the inbound and outbound rule for this particular port. So you need to select this and click on OK. I have separate videos on creating the inbound and outbound rules that you can follow in the later part of the course. So once you add the server, all the vaults inside the server will get listed. So for now, let's say we don't have any vault. So the next thing that we are going to do is to create a vault. So how we are going to do that? We need to everything is just to verify whether the installation went properly or not, whether everything is communicating to everything or not. So if we need to select do a right click on the server and click on create new vault. So this window will appear, and this is a automated wizard, so you can just follow along. You click on next, and here you need to mention the vault name. So let's say installation verify. And you need to click on next, and then you can click on the server where you want to have the installation. Click on next. This is all automated, so you just need to follow along. Here you need to select the SQL database server. This is the same name that we got when we clicked on the properties of the SQL server that we have installed. So you need to copy this name. It's always better to copy the name because from the SQL Management Studio, because that will ensure that you always redirect to the correct SQL server. So click select that and paste it over here, and once this is done, click on next. And here you need to add the license server. The license server is already installed. We have a separate video on installation of the license server. Click on next from here, and you need to select the date formats and all, and next. So here you can specifically define the admin password for that particular vault, or you can have the default admin password which you set in the archive server configuration, and then you can click on next. Okay, so here we have a few configuration settings that is already provided with the installation. So we'll go ahead and select empty. I'll come to other configurations later. Next and finish. So this will install the. Okay, so the installation of the vault is done now. Go ahead and click on close. Now, if you expand the server, you'll be able to see the vault that's been installed. So just now we have installed this installation verify. Once you click on the drop down, it will ask you to have the password. So we don't have any password with our administration account, so we'll go ahead and click on login. So once you do this, it verifies that the installation is done, and you can create the vault, and the SQL and the archive server is communicating with the client properly. So let's say if you don't able to connect to the SQL server, the first thing that you need to check whether the port in the SQL server, which is 1433 or 1434, is open or not. So if that port is open and still you are not able to connect, then you need to check on the other things. That will come to the troubleshooting later in the later part of this course. So those things need to be verified, and once you are done with the vault creation, you can do a right click and create a local view for this particular vault. So I'll go to my location and I'll create a local view here. So this ensures that all the installation is done properly. So the vault is open now, so the installation is done. Let's go ahead and close it. So this is how you perform the installation of Solidworks PDM.